So today I'm gonna be just going over what is really the evolution from a complete noob in the business, in the service provider, in the agency, in the marketing game to actually being a really highly paid, valuable expert. It has happened to me. I went from 0 to over 100k a month doing this exact stuff. I have taken a lot of my customers from 0 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 100k a month doing this stuff. So the first thing that we're gonna have is we're gonna have you when you are at complete zero. You might be going to a school or you might be working a 9 to 5 and you're a bit fed up with it and you just wanna work remotely, provide actual value to the market and get paid really well by doing so. So you see all of these ideas around you, different business models, you see YouTube videos, ads, courses, books, podcasts, and you just bounce between all of these different business models. Try to make your situation better by switching the business model every few months. Because you're doing that, you're never really able to pass the big roadblock. Things might be going smooth like this. You start out here and you build your SMMA agency or whatever the fuck it might be, and then suddenly boom, you hit a roadblock. And instead of you solving that roadblock and solving that problem and moving forward until you hit the next roadblock, you don't really understand how crucial it is to solve the roadblock, and you think to yourself, oh shit, there's clearly a problem with this business model. And so again, you start something again, you might get a bit further or you might get a bit shorter, and again, boom, you get hit with a roadblock. Depending on the person, this cycle usually continues from 6 months to 3, 4, 5 years. This is usually the first stage of really becoming a highly paid expert in the online business or online marketing game. Then you understand the game a bit better than when you started out. And now you finally have an opportunity that holds a lot of potential and you know it. And then maybe you have invested into a mentorship and you know that you also have the help and the skill and the knowledge to solve that roadblock. So you manage to solve it and you start moving forward like this. At this point you start hitting fairly okay numbers. 10k a month is here. You solve the client acquisition problem, you solve the niche problem, you solve fulfillment problem in your first iteration of your service, and you start hitting the 10-15k month mark. Now basically you have come way more further than you have ever come in any of your business ventures, so you know that you can't quit. Now it's not the time to fucking hop opportunities anymore. During this time, let's say that you work with a client and his name is Clark. So you work with Clark, and let's say you are running a revenue operation business, so your whole goal is to just grow Clark's revenue. So what you're doing is you're pushing them outbound campaigns. So you're doing cold email for them, and you are maybe helping them also with their niche and offers. So you're helping them with their positioning, and this is really what you have learned, and this is your whole business model. Let's say you're making 3k a month working with Clark, and then you have a fairly good niche, you have a fairly good offer, but you run into a problem. Show up rates are low. Let's say that you were booking Mark 15 calls a month, and from those 50% were showing up. So let's say Mark was having 7 calls every single month from your efforts, and from those calls Mark was closing 2 deals every single 7 calls that you booked him. And let's say his average lifetime value was 25k. So you were basically making Mark, with your cold email efforts and outbound efforts, you were making Mark 50k a month. So what you do is you start figuring out, okay, how can I increase the show up rates? Like, okay, I think that should be done with email automations. You understand that, okay, if someone books a call and the call is in 3 days, the problem here that we are facing is that there's a 3-day gap where the prospect is basically just clueless of what's happening. They maybe forget the call that is happening in 3 days, or they just don't find it interesting anymore in 3 days. So you know, okay, I need to fix this problem. So what you do is you learn some simple email marketing. You collect their email here and you create a nurture sequence. You send them some case studies, some reminders, some extra material, some qualification stuff before the call happens, and boom, you bump their show up rate from 50% to 80%. Even though this wasn't your original offer, but you just learned it on the fly because you knew that that would make the client more money. So every 15 meetings you book, actually like 12 shows up. And Mark goes from closing 2 deals a month to closing 3 to 4 deals a month, which is pretty fine. So let's say that on average he closes 3.5 deals a month. I know that in one single month you can't close 3.5 deals, but let's say in a 10-month time frame he closed 3.5 deals a month. So that would mean that if one deal is worth 25k for him, Mark wouldn't be closing 50k anymore. Mark would be closing $87,500 a month. And I know, I just realized that I changed. This guy's name was Clark, but now I'm calling him Mark. Who the fuck cares? Clark, Mark, client. So just a quick recap. You work with a client. You have started understanding that, okay, you need to solve problems to actually make money. You work with Clark. You make 3K a month by working with him. The only thing that you're doing for him is outbound. You're helping him to identify the best niche and also creating the best offer. Really basic revenue operation stuff. You notice that, okay, for every 10 calls that you book, Mark, only 5 show up. So you have a 50% show up rate. And you know that, okay, it could be way better. You identify the problem. There's a 3-day time frame where the prospect doesn't get any communication from Mark, and you solve it by building him a nurture funnel between the time of booking a call and the actual call happening. And that bumps the show up rate from 50 to 80%. And then you're booking him 15 calls a month, you're starting to get 12 show ups a month. So Mark goes from closing 2 deals a month to 3 to 4 deals a month. So he goes from making 50K a month working with you to 87.5K a month working with you. This is really where you go from the stage 1 revenue operator to stage 2 revenue operator. You go from this dude, version 1 revenue operator, making 3K a month, you realize that, okay, shit, if I just solve more problems and I just make them more revenue with other things, I can start charging 6K a month. Because if Mark makes 87.5K a month, you can easily charge 6K a month from working with him. That's over 10x ROI. So you really level up by learning and understanding that, okay, shit, I just need to make them more money by solving these small bottlenecks and I can just charge more. And then one of the biggest transformation really happens there. You work with Mark and you maybe do the same protocol with few other clients as well. So Mark, Mike, and Ray. And you're just fucking around a bit. You do it for Mark and you're like, oh shit, this worked really well. So you go to your other client whose name is Mike and you're like, Mike, I just did this with Mark and he went from making 50K a month working with me to 87K a month working with me. So Mike, can I do the same thing for you that I did with Mark? Mike is like, yeah, of course. Like, why the fuck not? So you also help Mike build this email flow up and this nurturing flow up. And it boosts Mike's show up rate from 60% to 82%. And again, Mike starts making more money. And then you do it for one more client. You go to your third client, Andre, and you're like, yo, Andre, I know that we are just doing outbound, we're just doing the niche and offer stuff, but I just helped 2 of my clients, Mike and Mark, increase their show up rate and they just basically started making 30-40% more money from working with me. So can we do the same thing for you as well? And Ray is like, yeah, why the fuck not? And you're like, oh shit, I'm actually really good at this stuff. You really start becoming a proper revenue operator. So you go from just selling the basic thing, your version 1 offer and getting paid, like, okay, to figuring out that, okay, there's other problems that I know how to solve and that I can solve and I can make more money. And then you just see these results and you get addicted with the process. You start just troubleshooting all of your clients. You start looking at the whole process. Okay, can we do something better here? Can we do something better here? Can we improve the VSL? Can we improve the landing page? Can we run them ads? Can we do content? Can we do sales funnels? Can we do upsells, downsells? Can we use Twitter DMs? Can we hire cold caller? You just start finding all of these different things. Some of them work, not all of them work, but let's say 50% of those things that you try out work. And you basically just learn with Mike, Mark, and Andre. You just basically are using them as your test subject, your guinea pig, and you actually help them scale a lot more. You help them go to 120K a month on average. So you basically just realize that, oh shit, I can do them way more and I can get paid way more. And now you're getting paid like fucking 10K a month working with one client and you have 3 or 4 of these and realize that, oh shit, I'm actually really good at solving these problems and making them more money. So I can just work with 3, 4, 5 clients at a time. I don't need a huge team. I don't need to manage a lot of clients. I still can have a really, really profitable business, not high margins. And I can just help like 4 and 5 clients scale at a time and I can make 50K a month, for example. And that's really a big click that I see with a lot of guys. So what happens is you get 3 really good case studies proving that you did this shit. And at this point, you're really moving into version 3 revenue operator, version 3 agency owner or freelancer or whatever the fuck, SaaS company founder, I don't care. So you're moving to this version 3 version. And now when you started out by just doing these simple things, outbound, niche, and offer, now you have just built a huge fucking protocol and you have done it with 3 times. So now you can like, okay, what did I do with Mark, Mike, and Andre? What was the first thing? What was the second thing? What was the third thing? Fourth thing? Fifth thing? Sixth thing? Seventh thing? What problems did I identify? If the customer has this problem and this problem and this problem, then we need to do this thing, and this thing. So you come up with a really good thesis, a really good protocol, and you have those case studies proving that it's true. So what you start doing is you just start finding similar clients that Mark, Mike, and Andre were. You really figure out your ICP and you really start hitting those companies up. And instead of charging 3K a month, you can start charging 20K up front plus 15% rev share because you know that your protocol works so fucking well. If you make someone an extra 100K a month, you can charge 15K a month from them, probably even pay more. And this is really a simple 3-step evolution that I see with a lot of these guys. It happened with me, it has happened with a lot of my really successful friends, and I see it happening every day with our customers. Then stage 4 after this is you make a fuck ton of money doing this. You can easily make 50 G's a month. I have friends who are making multiple 6 figures a month doing this revenue operation process. And then the version 4 is really scaling into something that has a liquidation event, doing SaaS or doing info or building a personal brand and working with crazy clients, getting equity, working with clients and moving like just with different opportunities. But when you have gone through this evolution, you have so many valuable skills that you know that you can really freely just do a lot of different stuff. Because if you can do this once, you can do it multiple times. It's not an accident. So you have a skill set that guarantees you that you will never make less than 20, 30, 40, 50k a month if you manage to do it. You can always hit someone up. Yo bro, I have these 5 case studies. You want me to take you from 50k to 100k in the next 3 months? Okay, bet, just pay me 20k, I'll make it happen. That's really it. So just identify you at which stage you are at right now. Maybe you're just fucking around, bouncing from different business model to different business model. You're just failing, you're just going through all of the different things. Maybe you are already running a service-based business or maybe some other kind of a business. Maybe you're running an agency, maybe you're already a revenue operator, whatever you might be. Maybe you already have some B2B customers, B2C customers, and you're just fucking making them more money. Maybe you already have started building out your own protocol. Maybe you have solved some problems already and you know, okay, this is the fucking shit. So wherever you are, just remember that best way to make a lot of money is to be really good at identifying problems in someone's business and be really fucking good at solving those problems as fast as possible in a way that it starts making them more money and charge rev share and performance based on that. If you want to check out our stuff, RevUp stuff, go to agentvelocity.io, follow me on all social medias, blah, 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 blah. I truly hope that you can identify where you are in the journey and start making some fat gains, making millions.